Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Nothing. Welcome back to Nothing. Welcome to... There we go. Welcome to Beginner's Guide. I have not played this game before. However, after I played and enjoyed Stanley Parable so much recently, Zephyr recommended to me Beginner's Guide, which apparently is made by the same couple of guys who did Stanley. So, sounds like it's right up my alley. I'm gonna do a quick once over the settings just to make sure everything sounds right. I don't see any reason not to just go full screen. Advanced options. I'll take your word for it. Discard the current changes. I don't. Keyboard, mouse. I have no idea. I have no frame of reference. Begin the game. The audio is on. You guys supposed to better. Can't stay but huggies. Thank you so much. I appreciate the continued subscription, Gage Ebis.
Hi there.
Oh.
Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide.
Thank you.
My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
Okay.
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment.
Looks like DDoS.
What I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town,
still tired from
he then
double
scatters
shift I
these
still in.
colorful abstract blobs and impossible
Hang on a second. Can I turn on some subtitles? Closed captioning. Thank you. Thank you for that, because God, I closed captioning is just something that I personally like having. Let me. All right. Okay.
floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games.
Well, I mean,
not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
Okay.
So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since.
Is the game?
And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com.
Okay.
Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
All right, November 2008. Oh, it's a Little. Small. Alright. I guess I can like, very barely fit. Whisper machine.
Warning. Whisper machine active.
Oh shit!
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Okay. The death down this way, but there's not this way, so okay, can I shoot? Okay, yeah, I can shoot. No reload, so okay. Good to know.
Security call breached.
Enemies?
Possible alien life form inbound.
Enemies.
It kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development.
Oh.
For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are.
I can't even shoot the gun anymore.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin ship evacuation.
I can't even shoot the gun anymore. I'm out of ammo.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Yeah, you can't even, like, it looks fine from here. Then you like go, oh wow, gray texture. Like, you could have at least put some black down there, Coda. Like, come on. What? Is that something? Can't interact with it, none. Maze area?
Apparently this space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
What the hell? What the, I have accidentally somehow opened up a debug menu while I was attempting to just change my VTuber model.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the Whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine.
I won't be doing that. Usually Shift F1 doesn't do anything. Oh, hey, alright.
You there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the Whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam.
Oh.
It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Well, I get the sense I'm supposed to.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level.
Yeah.
But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
What? So did he finish the game for him? Whee! There we go!
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it, like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse.
That's kind of what I thought.
I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
I kind of would like to see that one finished. Still November 2008, though. So this was made, like, quickly. The past was behind him? I can move. Oh.
Yep. In this game, you can only walk backwards.
I would lie and say it's interesting, but it's not. The hell? That's like such a... I don't like this. This makes me queasy. Ugh, feels like the back rooms.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Where she steps and looks, it becomes clearer. I'm gonna turn the mouse sensitivity down a little bit. Not a lot, just a smidge. And this game makes me nauseous. Future is always... I like how it's changing as we go. That's cute. Like, this game is cool. I like what it's doing. But...
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay,
I kind of wanted to read that. The heck is this? The hell? Yeah, we can move in this game. Seems like a... You are now entering... Oh!
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
So now we're going to December.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
Huh. Oh?
I know it's tempting, but there's actually nothing over here. Sorry.
Fair enough, I want to say. I also like, and I don't know if this is intentional. The guy making all these games is named Coda, which is like that's Coda with a slow. Oh, we're getting slower.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens.
Game is gone.
So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? To show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
The game, everything's working here. I'm looking at the screen right now. Everything seems fine. It's only showing you a setup screen. That's weird. That's really, really weird. Huh, alright. Oh, so we hit enter and the game moves at normal speed again? Okay. At the top here. The snow intrude. Oh! You start in a small room until you can walk through the walls. Give us nothing but giant blocks of text explaining what's happening.
A room that's warm and nice.
You are a gate.
And filled with little ideas for
You are a queen dusting your jewelry while these are ideas he had. Floating eyes.
Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Read an enemy's emails to know how to beat them. Sharks are trying to eat you. Simultaneously, you are trying to eat the sharks. The wall's destroyed. You were given a medal. Oh, I wasn't done! Okay, so this seems more like generic source. More minimalist than the last, which is surprising. So it reminds me of Half-Life in a way.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle.
Cool.
Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
minimalist in nature, but oh, what? The stairs are gone. Okay, I know what I need to do. Hit the lever, move inside.
Don't
Easy.
forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
Okay, this shit again. This shit, this again. This again. How you doing, Sonata? How the hey are ya?
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
But, wait, why? Why? Why is there so much game away from this game?
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior, and then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even
Tab
that
outside.
you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
2009. Well, we're back to the jump scare game again. Okay. I am exit.
Aha. So this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
So now we're jumping forward to March 2009. The Great and Lovely Descent. Okay. Okay, interesting.
Let's talk about video game development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
That's...
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source.
Hey!
Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
That is very true.
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Yeah, like... I mean, you look at any of the old game, like any Source game, even back as far as Half-Life 1, that's like... boxes. Streetwise Fool. I don't know how it feels for a cafe name, not what I would have gone with. Nah, generic looking paintings. Can I? Yes, I can. No? Alright. Ooh. Oh, shit! Shit! I didn't mean to do that. Is this intended? Okay, it's intended. Okay, alright. I can't even get to that. I don't wonder what that was. Can I go back? The hell? Oh. Don't enjoy that. I don't like this. Well, what the? I don't like...
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that. This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Coda was a petty bastard. Like, Coda just sent him like 175 of the same fucking game. Just said, hey, here you go. I can respect the hustle, but damn. This shit again. What is this? What is this? This is something. We see this in every single map. I'm sure it's better than maps.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
Let me figure it out. Like, that is something. That is something I know.
There's
it is
still
something.
no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
I just think it's a cute introductory puzzle. It encourages you to check every corner. It encourages you to try everything, even though... So if something might seem like it might just, you know, soft lock you and you... What the hell?
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there were floating colored blocks. The floating colored blocks were the most interesting. That's the world above. You've been there. Did you get to a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yeah. How you solved it? Tell us the solution. Tell us you got to the other side. I'm trying to remember, but I can't. I didn't solve it. I can tell you how I solved it. Why can't I tell them? Why can't I tell them? Well, I guess, yeah, they can't get out, can they, actually? We need to get there. It's the most important thing in the world. We have to escape. There must be an ending. Oh. Oh, this is the sequel to the Stanley Parable. How, like, everyone always said we want an ending, checking everywhere for an ending, doing everything for an ending, looking for an ending. He wanted an ending, they wanted an ending, everyone wanted an ending. Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? I suppose. As you find the black space between the doors would be more interesting. Have you seen it? I don't recall. I'm sure you will visit it again soon. That's eerie. Look at that. That's fucking eerie.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
The heck? What the heck? Okay, here's the black space between corridors. I don't know what the appeal of this is. Oh, wait. Huh. So the chirping of crickets starts here. Well, I guess the game was made pretty quickly, they said. And this looks like...
It's a lamppost.
It's like my college dorms.
Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out.
What?
I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're gonna see it in the work as well. His games are just gonna become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer.
But he never, like, actually put them out, right? Hello, how you doing, Moon Rabbit? Oh, we actually get, like, a fade out of this one. Last one's just been a cut. Alright. The game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. Oh, it's like Dark Souls. Oh, you have to point me at the... Nice room. Not. Nice room, idiot.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're gonna see have been written by Coda.
Aww.
This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me.
Hey.
And I cooled off eventually.
This is kind of cute. I like the way he talks. Hello. Honestly, for computer-generated,
Feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
It's weird because, like...
But it's ironic, isn't it? That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
I just saw a flying penguin. Let me tell you, it was the most majestic thing I've ever seen. I don't feel like living because nothing will ever be as majestic as that. I never want to see again if the will ever be that beautiful again. I'm crying right now and plan on ripping my eyes out. I must go now to do that. This is weird. Okay. Yeah, there's so much. Like that, these are all like apparently balls. These are all apparently like computer-generated messages. It's so weird. Once upon I did define fun. I'm king of the world. And these are all like computer-generated messages, just like by the AI. Feels like it's weird because just like that would mean like whoever this Coda is. Also, I meant to say, Coda just sounds like Coder, which is like he's the coder. He's the coder of the games. He's the coder. That is what he do. His message, exactly. Yeah, like these are all just messages Coda wrote. It's Coda talking at himself. Sailors are looking for it. Yeah, like it's either him making jokes or him just existing to himself. Kind of makes it just like all the loneliness talk more. But me when I'm writing coding variables. Need to go to the frickin' bathroom. Recognize me, please. Go back. Don't listen to that guy. A free t-shirt! Other side, door, why you so? Makes game, includes door, cannot open door, thanks. Open sesame. Door, how open? Someday I'll meet the person who made this. I help people because of the eternal good feeling I get. New room! You hear the chimes? They keep you going, don't they? I like to be desired. Not very crowded here. Scared of writing something, don't want to feel judged. Game where you leave notes and suddenly everyone's a poet. Don't bother. You can go in here, I think. Well, congratulations. I don't know where to go with this. This is where I get off. I failed to write anything here. I am compelled. Will only result in misery. Take my hand, let's jump together. I tried. Cabbage shapes on nation. I love that there's shit like this. What's happening? I don't know. We're going through some guy's games who never released his games. But the guy who made the Stanley Parable is just showing us their games and giving like an artistic interpretation of them. And this is like, this is a game that was designed just around the concept of having a game where people could leave messages like Dark Souls, but it's not connected to the internet. These are all just messages the guy who made the game, Coda, wrote. That's what I'm getting out of it anyway. Today I learned you can't fall off. Ethical. Well done, all of you. Whoever made this has issues. Painting. What does it mean? Stop faking it. Art. How's it going? Just hanging. Trying to speak. I think it's about how things look messy from up close and perfect from far away. From up here, it just looks like dots. Cabbage shapes. It's the cabbage guy! Stuff in his code that was commented out. True. Doesn't mean anything. Stop pretending you are other people. We will all die someday. Who are all of you? The heck? I've looked at it from like up there. Now it won't come back. Some of these is him criticizing himself. Yeah, like about how the game is pretentious and you all suck. Devil Tower Star. Like some of the more critical messages, I feel like that. Like that. I can't see anything even if I squint my eyes. I didn't even think about it. It looked like dots from up here too. I'm here now. Yeah, we're all here now. Must be a reason. Terrible secret. He keeps it well. I beat the game. More room?
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
Maybe? That shit. What is that shit?
In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
Does the puzzle have a solution? I've been here for an hour, don't know what to do. Help. Shit, how do you solve it? Answers? It's like a door won't open. Help.
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces.
Heading back to the start.
Before you move on, you get to
solution.
pause. Just for a moment. A few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
The Amala Labyrinth. Exactly. Oh wow, so really no one made it out of there, huh? Don't like that. Don't like that. Stop it. Stop that. Stop. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I'm going back. I'm going back. Let me go back. Ah. Something about that just did not. I don't like the typewriters. Porn stars die too.
It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
I don't know why that one bothered me. I didn't know that was a sound I didn't like until now. So I think it was the painting earlier on. Nice view, like. What's this music?
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
What? So same prison. Now it... What photo to go in the center of the room? Got a TV with surround sound. 10 stoves. Hey. Put live Tesla coils in each corner. That is not what I asked. I'm pretty sure nothing I do makes any fucking difference. Yeah.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
Yeah, it's, oh no, it's suddenly IKEA. What the hell is...
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Textures pop, it wasn't 5. Please walk forward. This guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Take care. Remember each step. Click on the table. This shit again. Click on the table. Click on the photo frame and turn it slightly. Table, photo frame, lamp off, lamp on. Move the sofa. Touch the shelves. The escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. What I want my house to look like? Oh no. So it was the sofa, the painting, the lamp off and on. No, the table. The table, the painting, the lamp off and on, the sofa, the shelves.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
Okay.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them.
What the?
Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created.
I'm negative.
And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Oh, I'm glad for you, Moon Rabbit. I'm glad all is well. We're into like a nightscape now. Alright. Alright. This is... I see a phone booth. It's the lamppost again. Shit. Do I... Hello? Who is this? I'm you after you escape from the prison. You're me? You were trapped too?
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone. to share what's on his mind and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
That was in the reverse prison. There's natural light, the soon is barely visible. True. So glad to know I get out eventually. What's it like to escape? Quietly, completely still and wildly emotional at the same time. Sounds like he needs a therapist. But is scared to seek it out. True. Maybe. Sometimes I'm scared that I'll get out there will be exactly the same as before. It does change. Oh, good. That's nice to hear. Makes me feel really happy. I'm still me, but I'm not. It's hard to describe. How did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? Yes, I did. That's how I escaped. What did they tell you? What did you have to do to get out? They asked me how I felt. Thank you, Tyrese. Really cool. That freed you? How does that work? Just tell me how you feel. You're afraid nothing will change. Go on.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
What if I didn't do that? No, there were options to not do that. What if I didn't do that?
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Uh-oh. The Coda's getting weird. The Coda's getting weird.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Comfy. Coffee. Huh. This is a cute bed. This is actually a really nice bed. Like, that's a really nice bed, actually. Wait. Glad as all heck that you showed up. I might be having to clear this entire house by myself. Right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows lonesome hands make lousy homes.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Well, hang on. By the look of it, there's... all this thing has had to do is clean. I'll be glad to stay here all night. Might be getting a little ahead of yourself there, no? Why don't we start cleaning, then you can decide. I'll finish up here in the meantime. Could you clear the table? Sure. Much nicer. Under the bed, we make the bed. Would you like to use the... the Waywine Pillar to go back to your visited Waywine Mountain? Straighten out the rug? Yeah, sure. Little details matter. How'd you end up doing this job? Friend dragged me along for a time when I was desperate for cash. Turns out, never felt so good doing something for money in my life. I did like cleaning my own home. I got some demons I ain't ready to face. Look with this couch and all a mess. Just straighten out the pillows. Someone's filled with drink. Ah. Cheesy personal thought. Make it awful cheesy. No. No, stupid, sorry, never mind. Okay, I mean, if you want. Tub needed a cleaning. Sure. Let's get out on the floor in the bedroom. I didn't even notice. Feels really lonely. Oh, for sure. Wait.
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
How do you do it? Darling, let me tell you something. Your house is only as difficult to clean as you are. If you finally work hard, maybe you have a bit of housekeeping to do yourself. Don't worry about all that nonsense, just smooth out the rug in the bedroom again.
I know that Coda really liked this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time, just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Oh, the tub has gotten dirty again. Earlier when I said I had a cheesy thought, it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it, it takes care of you. Don't know why I felt weird about saying something like that. I mean, well, yeah, it is cheesy, and it's a little weird to say to someone you just met, but not exactly wrong, right? Ah, I hit 4. There's a bit of truth to it, no? Also, like, apparently I can jump. Anyway, so, housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books. Would you please clean up the books? It's getting a little bit more demanding. He just said, go get the books. Pillows on the couch again.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
Question.
But,
do you enjoy
of course,
this?
It can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Well, we weren't really in a dark space. We were in like a bright space. We were in a happy space.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
2009 now. Items you
this
live
one
at a
gets a
members
bit
only
goofy.
places. Why'd you come here today? It's a metaphor. Get a better job? Make your relationships more meaningful? No. To become perfect. This workshop is going to teach you how to become perfect. Wow, this person is a better human being than I am. What do you think about that way in your own life? Who do you know is so well developed as a person to make you feel disgusted with yourself? Compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful. I tend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. The question is not how do we do it, but how do we do it effortlessly? As it's easy. It is so easy. It is so
About
easy.
halfway through the game, the perspective shifts.
This house is always definitely representing his mental state. He feels like no matter how much he tries, it's still messy.
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
This is the key. How do I achieve this with no effort? Oh. If you're torturing yourself trying to find the right solutions. Wait. Thank goodness all see me. So there's a right answer and there's a wrong answer? So does Coda have drinking problems? You are developing a cyst, gross. Do you understand that you won't be happy until you love me? This is for you. Yeah. You got the easiest path. Anyone want to do some ecstasy after this? Holy shit, you guys, something is coming. Something is coming out of the back of the room. Look out. It's coming for you. It's going to destroy you.
I felt pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
I love... Holy shit! Wait, okay, so...
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Well, hang on. Table. Painting. Lamp. There's no lamp. Worth a try. I guess it was a way out, so it's not exactly a prison, but like... Wow. Actually, decent little recreation of a stage. Can I go up to the lights? No? Aw. I always liked up there with the lights rafts. Oh! Places, please. You will be playing as me. You are a gathering of professionals. Leaning against this wall. Alright. Good. Stay right there. The woman across the room in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's her dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn from something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Say something to her. Hello. Hello? That's it? That's not a conversation. It's a start of one. Fuck off. Do it again. I like you. That's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of this conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment I was confident. Maybe that's what maybe you need a better feel of the setting. There are a lot of people around us. Like, there's some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them over the people. What sort of eldritch horror you are unleashing on us? I don't know. This is weird. I don't like the fact that it's making noise every time I bounce off a person. You must have worked really hard to get... What are some of the sacrifices you had to make? You're messing it all up! You get puzzled that quickly. Got you. Oh no. Everything was riding on this. I want to try something. By stepping back from the stage. This is what it was like.
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Taking longer. Hit by a crossbow, Hellish Rebuke, turn comes up, Mobius Trip. You must keep your eyes closed. Alright, we'll go with it. Can you guys see that my eyes are closed? Does it actually look like my eyes are closed on my model? Does it actually look that way? Half closed? Shit. I tried. Maybe if I... Oh well. It'll do. Wow, something is happening. Wow, I fucking... I don't think I'm in like a fucking space battle or some shit. Am I done? Oh shit. More space battle?
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
He's blind. Oh no. It's a giant door. Oh, the eyes. It's the whisper machine again. Wait, maybe... Truth. Speak something that is honest. My work is fun. Why wasn't that truthful? I am bursting with energy. Why not? That's not right though. That's not right. I can't keep making these. That's the truth. It's draining me.
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual, like
stuck in it.
You know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way. His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
He's taking longer. I don't like that. From Coda's perspective. No, I know, but like I wanted to believe. Where am I? Where seemed to help? Is anyone there? Then you get people, so that theory's gone. Is that a person? How lovely. Been a long time since I talked to anyone. You look lost. I have nothing left to give my work. Oh no. Did something change? Trying to find this engine that used to protect me and to start it again. This machine that kept me going and it stopped. You're looking for a machine? I know where it is. It isn't far. I need to see it. You know why it stopped.
If the last game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
Doesn't matter what I say, does it? Deal. Perfect. I'll show it to you.
Because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Solved this puzzle before. Oh, wonderful. Can you tell me how to do it? First, you have to open the door. Okay, now what? Now you have to close the first... Now you have to close the first door. What's next? Now press the switch in here. That was simple.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that
suddenly
way.
Epiphany.
You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
Where am I? I need to see why it stopped. Is anyone there? I have nothing left to give my work. Deal. I've solved this before. There was a machine that kept going and it stopped. These are words on walls. Trust me. You'll see. You'll also have to say your work is fine. Making games is simple. That feels wonderful. Why did walls just crumble? Don't worry about it, just keep talking. Keep saying creation is easy. I'm completely excited and enthusiastic. That's wonderful.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me.
This is the older one.
I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering.
Just never stop creating and you never feel bad.
This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create.
None of this
For
is
him
helping.
to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
I promise this will work. Please continue. Any sacrifices made by my work are worth it. These are now.
This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this
I'm a
to
vessel
stop.
of certainty. I'm free. I'm free.
But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
The machine. Ma'am, glad to see you arrived safely. We captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. Begin the interrogation whenever you like. I tend to be quick. Very good. If you wanted, someone called the press. We might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one that you know about the machine. Called itself Coda. Will it be punished? What will be done? Do you know where the poisonous games have gone? What are your actions? Where did you find the machine? Can you give us answers? Will the machine answer for what it's done? Hello? Where is the machine? You get to see the machine. What will be done with the machine? Is it actually a machine? You know where the poisonous games have come from.
And of course, it's the machine.
Your work was keeping us alive. It was only because of your creation that any of us could have made it through. Every day. I've been so alone. Apologize for leaving me. I know how to hurt you. Alright then. I'll apologize to the people on your behalf. My followers. Falls on me to deliver bad news. The Sheen will not apologize to us. We will find a way to live without it. We do not need its games. Let us show it that we are not failures. We will destroy everything the machine has created. It's the gun again.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation.
I also noticed the game...
And so, as I'm thinking this, I realized that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
I also noticed that Coda was represented by a female model. However, the narrator has consistently referred to Coda as male. So that's a little interesting. I think it was even directly stated...
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Except... put down your weapon.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something... I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy. So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while.
Stop making games.
So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
June of 2011. He fucked up. He fucked up bad. There was a trust there that he violated.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, The Tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
It's also not a real tower. Just an illusion of one.
This room actually has a maze in it. Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Oh, that works for me. Ooh. That's a nasty noise.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate.
An idea you changed.
What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
The deeper idea is what you just said. It doesn't want to be played. You showed other people. He didn't show other people. He didn't push it to the internet. He pushed it to you.
The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
1 5 1 6 1 7. Does that mean something? I don't recognize the number. I don't recognize the number, sadly. Sound of an alarm going off for no reason, true.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges, and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that. Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed. and I don't understand why.
It's because you're missing.
I remember.
What
It's
you
June of
did wrong.
2011. I'm playing this for the very first time. And as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew. It wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years, I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
Trying to be a therapist when he isn't the person he needs and isn't giving the right advice. Yeah, no, like, he wants to help, and that's admirable in a way.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else.
But
I needed to be someone other than me.
But he's doing it
But he
selfishly.
stopped and left. And it felt somehow like I had failed.
Like, a lot of times, it's like... A lot of times... No, never mind.
Where did I screw up?
Thank you for your interest in my games. I need to ask you not to speak with me anymore.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you. I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
I wonder at times whether you think I'm making these games for you. You've so infected my personal space. It's possible I did begin to plant solutions in my work somewhere, hidden between games. If there was an answer,
and the people who played them, they treated me like I was important.
Make you
They really
happier?
listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
Stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes. Giving them something that is not yours to give. Violating the one boundary that keeps me safe. Stop changing my games. Stop adding lampposts to them. You simply
And then
let
you
them
stopped.
be.
And I didn't have anything
they
left to
are.
show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all.
When
Nothing. Less than nothing.
When I'm
What
around
does
you,
that mean?
when I'm around you, I feel physically ill. You desperately need something, and I cannot give it to you. I literally do not have it. Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just a part of the process. The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than me. I realize this doesn't make sense to you yet, which is fine. You're not my problem to solve. But I do hope that one day it clicks, and that you make peace with this thing that you're wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
And when you finally see what I'm talking about, don't say anything.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Looks like Times Square in a way. I don't really think there's any way in or out of the area. I think it's more or less just what you see. No clock.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
Alex the Lion. Subway. Can't really tell where it's going. Maybe it's better than where we're at. Can this be good?
Solution.
No?
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons.
He still doesn't get it. He still doesn't understand.
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Hey Robin, how's it going?
How's it going, gay nerd? I don't know. No, it's not about getting it. I know. Like, the whole thing is just like... There was a confidence he broke. There was a confidence put in him that he was just doing this because he wanted to do it. He wanted to make what he wanted to make at his own pace, doing what he wanted to do, and someone he trusted violated that. There was a trust broken, and he doesn't see it. He wants so much to feel like he's connected to this person. He wants so much for them to continue doing the thing that they're doing in their lives. And he doesn't understand that by pushing that person to keep doing the thing that they did, even when they don't want to do it anymore because they feel like it's been soil taken from them, he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand how he's hurt him. He doesn't understand that it wasn't meant to be played. It was something that was his. Carlin VTM V5 because I want to play a campaign with my friend. I'm not having a good time, but it's still fun. Is that like a different D&D system or something? Like, I'm not familiar with the system, but it sounds...
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
Can't understand Coda's viewpoint instead of trying to, he's for accepting. Yeah, exactly. 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 He cannot understand that someone thinks a different way than he does. And he would sooner try to force someone else to think his way.
What now?
Complicated system that takes a lot of dice rolls. Kind of does sound like Vampire. Oh, Vampire the Masquerade V5. Oh, Doi. Yeah, it is Vampire.
And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for, and so I'm just gonna... Okay.
Nothing left. Yeah, no, Vampire was a lot of fun, but it does take a lot to get into. Back here. All the moving around we did, we just came back here. Oh. Would you give yourself to save the world? Give yourself to save someone else? Gonna slow down. You break Coda's trust, but now he's pretty much ruined Coda's confidence in releasing those games. Exactly. Up we go. labyrinth of someone's life. How you doing, Otaku Freak? How is your whatever day it is? Sunday? Yeah, I'm playing something else, so it's Sunday. Fungus Crybaby. Mood.
Turn back.
Or R.
Turn back from this cave. You said, let me prove
This project would not be possible without them.
keep going.
How's Beginner's Guide treating you? Away.
The cave goes for miles and miles and miles. And you're so tired.
I'm sorry the game's a bit loud now. It was...
But I know that you're strong. So turn back. Turn back.
Monday. I'm in Monday? Oh, well, yeah, you're ahead of us. That is the game. I don't know. Looks like I have bad timing. I don't know what else to do tonight. It's a little late to start something else. Nah, that's the Bible. I guess. I don't know. I don't know, really. I don't really have anything else. No thoughts on the game? I'm kind of trying to, like, process in a way, I guess. Maybe it's more just like trying to put my thoughts into words in a way. Maybe Yu-Gi-Oh? Probably Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh seems fine. Yu-Gi-Oh seems like a good idea. Yeah, I don't know. It's like it feels I connect with Coda in a really personal way that I'm not really sure how to put into words. If that makes any sense. So it's just, I'm not gonna, I don't want to sit here and just turn this into Robin looks at a screen and tries to figure out his own fucking life right now. Like, there was something here. And, like, I saw Mush ask me if I'm good. Which is funny. So it's just like, I feel like there's something here about me, to put it in a way. But it's in a way I don't know. Both are right in their own ways. Like, I get where the narrator, for lack of a better name, was coming from. But just like, people are doing things for a reason. He really should have asked. And like, when he saw this reaction, he should have realized he was wrong. He should have realized he was wrong a lot sooner than he did. A lot sooner than putting out this game. Like, the entire point is that art is subjective. Both are creators and both interpreted things in their own ways. But the narrator, I guess in a way, showing something your creation, like someone else's work, and giving your own interpretation on it is a manner of creation. I mean, shit, fucking what am I doing? But like, there's a certain consent involved. And even beyond that, there's something that goes deeper. Like, in hurting a friend without even realizing it. Maybe without even them actually making that clear. Davey wrote the Stanley Parable. The Stanley Parable is also a metaphor for how he saw his own life. That is true. I did know that. That one I did know. I did know that Stanley Parable was kind of meant to be that. I did a lot of research into the Stanley Parable back when it first dropped as a Half-Life mod. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I could more concisely give my thoughts about the game. But I don't know. I like, and I get that's not like, I get that might not be a satisfying conclusion. An artist's intention unknown only to the artist. True. But like, more than that, sometimes the reason someone does something, sometimes the reason someone's creating, sometimes they're personal. And sometimes you only want to share something personal with a friend. Davey interpreted something in the games that wasn't there at all. Kind of figured you can sum up in a few sentences. Yeah, no. Like, it's something you can't sum up. And like Zeph said, like, it's meant to be interpreted. So, like, maybe there's, like, something I'm reading into this game that I can't put into words. And, like, I get that's not satisfying. I get that's not fun. I get that's not really good videomanship. But I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. This was a very good game. I can't exactly recommend it to everyone because, like, you know, hey, y'all kind of just fucking experienced it. That's kind of a whole bit. But, Coda's not a real person. No, yeah, I kind of interpreted this as, like, Coda is either meant to be an autistic representation of the person themselves. Or maybe, like... the human condition? Yeah. I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into it. I may well be reading too much into it. I'm gonna take 5 before taking 5 becomes a bad idea. I'll see you guys in a minute. We can do a quick spot of Yu-Gi-Oh!